it red paint cocked up on fold. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side holds.
All right, welcome in. Happy Thursday evening.
Man,
The
what?
days are getting longer. That's why I was like, is it evening? It's still daylight. But yeah, of course it's still evening. It's 6 p.m. We are SWB. Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal. How's it going, Jeff Michael?
A fantastic mood. Been an incredible day. We are coming to the end of like a really good football season, and after the Super Bowl, it's not dead space for sports, but it is a slow time. And we haven't heard anything about Major League Baseball, but we did hear something about sports with balls today, and my whole mood has been amazing today.
Absolutely. Yeah, mine too. Mine
I've been
too.
in a good mood.
I'm not sure if we're breaking the news right now, if we're going to do that a little bit later
We
on,
can
or
wait.
we can wait. But yeah, it's been a great day, a fun day. Not a good day if you're a Texan fan.
Maybe it's a good day if you're a Texan fan. I know we're about to get into that, but look, for all of y'all, everybody tuning in. Look, important news. Monday evening, Grant Miles will be back on the show. Grant Miles will be joining us on Monday. I am so excited to have him back in town and be on the show. And Dallas Cowboys. He better pray that they win.
Well, here's the deal. If you're a new listener, a new subscriber, if you're on podcast, Podbean, wherever you get us at, he started the show with us. Obviously, Jeff is the brains behind Sports with Balls, but Grant came on, I came on around the same time, and Grant was with us for a full year or so.
That was like the best compliment I've ever had.
What?
The brains behind Sports with Balls.
You are.
A lot of people get this misconfused, or they get confused when I'm out, and they want to talk about sports with me, and they want to argue with me, and I'm like, look, I have a sports show because I like talking about sports. It doesn't mean I'm right all the time or I know more than you do. Our sports show is just about us talking about sports,
having a good time.
That's it.
Yep.
People when I'm out, they want to argue with me about sports. I'm like, man, you're right. I don't know, man, but I just like talking about sports. That's it.
That and we do quite a bit of research too. So take it for what you will.
I'm not wrong a lot.
When it comes to picks.
Look here, guys.
No,
we're sitting. You actually have been right quite a bit on some of the picks.
I have at the beginning, but you've been taking the underdog a lot of the rest of the regular NFL season, and you were correct a lot.
Yeah. Look here, we're down here at Christian's Tailgate, 2000 Bagby. Y'all come on down. Drink specials, food specials, best hamburger in Houston. My son's eating one. A couple other people. It's incredible food, incredible drinks. Come on down, join us. We are here Thursday night, man. Today's show is brought to you by attorney Brian White, my man. When you're injured for any reason and need a real results with a real attorney, call Brian White. Best phone number in the business, 713-500-5000.
There you go.
That's so catchy.
All right, we also got to thank Fitz Roofing. They make a difference serving people driven by their commitment to the community, focused on building relationships, not just revenue. And you can find them at fitzroofing.com. That is FITZTFROFING.
You ever had your roof done?
No, I've never owned a house.
I have
Apartments.
I have my roof being done by Fitz Roofing. Incredible. I was going to get the dark roof, like the gray shade, but opted against it since my brick. Anyways, whole thing. But Fitz Roofing doing my roof January 20th, I think.
Okay.
So whenever
Coming
you
up
get your
very,
roof,
very soon.
I just want y'all to know, whenever you get your roof done, take your dogs out of the house. It is loud.
Yeah.
It is really loud. But they'll get it done in one day. Fitz Roofing is amazing. Give them a call. All your roofing needs. You ready to get this thing going?
Let's go.
Let's do this. Come on, man. Come on, Jason. You like this?
My trunk gon' crack when I glide 4-5. I'ma take the whole world back to 9-9 top.
Man.
All right. Welcome into SWB. Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal here with you, coming from Christian's Tailgate here. Having a good time. As always, it's a Thursday night. We have an incredible lineup that we're looking forward to of the wild card weekend for the NFL.
Wow.
First weekend in the playoffs. Oh, my gosh. We have so much to get to on that front. But it's been an exciting day. A lot of news.
Breaking news, Lauren.
Breaking news for Jeff and I. Also, breaking news in Houston with the Texans.
Yes.
1 year head coach of the Texans, David Coley, was let go, and offensive coordinator Tim Kelly, after 3 seasons, is leaving the organization as well. However, Jack Easterby remains there after...
I'm holding my tongue.
He's remained there since Bill O'Brien. So, yeah.
Jason
How about
Huckabee.
that? How do you feel about that?
Okay, first of all, Jason Huckabee, Rennell, Daniel, all you guys, Kevin, Anthony, Steve, all y'all that are tuning in on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all the outlets
Social
that you
medias.
guys, all your social medias, man. Thank you guys. We'll get to your questions ASAP. Let us know. Man, okay. What are the Houston Texans doing?
So, here's the thing. After the recap, after they had their last game last week, I did a recap of the Texans and talking about, they wanted to come in and change the culture, right? That's what the head coach does.
Yeah.
Change the culture, because most of the play calls are coming from the OC or the DC, right? He just makes the major play calls of going forward on 4th down. So I'm like, okay, David Coley, he's a positive guy. He's uplifting. He seems like he would be the right one for this organization. All of these new, young talent. This is who you want to look to. And then one season in, you do go 4-12 or so, and you're gone. What does this say about an organization? And it doesn't make you confident if you're an athlete.
This shit show continues, and I'm sorry. I am sorry, but this is unbelievable. Why are the Houston Texans letting David Coley go? So let me get this straight. And not only him, your offensive coordinator, right? You don't have a quarterback. Davis Mills did okay, right?
Okay, he showed some potential.
Right.
He will.
There's nothing else. You have no franchise player. You have no identity. You're not a defensive team. You're not an offensive team. You don't have a running back. You don't have wide receivers. You have nothing.
Yeah.
Right? You've already got David Coley on the hook. What? Who you plan on? I saw the dumbest things today. You people think that Brian Flores is coming to the Houston Texans. Are you out of your mind?
Jeff, we talked about that last show, I believe, because we talked about Deshaun Watson. Brian Flores is the reason why Deshaun Watson wanted to go to Miami, and of course now he's not there anymore. So they're like, okay, well, if Flores comes to Houston, then Watson's going to stay, and then all of a sudden, all these 22 plaintiffs are just going to disappear in thin air. But yeah, it's been a hypothetical.
That's just Brian Flores would not even entertain that. Why? What does Houston have to offer you other than a really bad lawsuit with your quarterback? Nothing offensively, nothing defensively. You're literally and you don't know. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, we're gonna get draft picks for Watson." If Watson's case isn't settled by March 13th when they want to trade him, his value is not. It's not that much because you don't know what's going to happen.
So let's talk about this. If Brian Flores isn't the right choice, who would be to come into the conversation?
Guess who's leading candidate? You're not going to believe this. Patriots linebacker coach, of course, Jared Mayo.
Okay, this is no shock. It's the Patriots.
Exactly.
It's New England.
Why would you get rid of David Coley to get the linebacker coach from the Patriots? He's already on the why are you spending more? This organization is just backwards.
Look.
And you got rid of your offensive coordinator. Were they that bad? I don't think so.
Look, work.
They didn't even finish last in the division.
Any type of work that you do, what is it about? How do you kind of find success and then get your foot in the door? Relationships.
Yep.
And you know what? Nick Caserio, 20 years in New England. Of course he's going to bring over a guy that he knows. And he may be a good coach, but it's weird to get a lineman coach.
Okay. So David Coley was the head coach of the Houston Texans for the 2022 season.
What?
Right? So
no, 2021.
I mean 2021. Why are you firing him? What's your reason? What are the Houston Texans' reason for firing him? Did he do a bad job? What? You can't. He has no talent.
You can't judge on that short of time, and you had no one to work with.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He wasn't that bad. The Texans actually had a few great games this year with nothing. And Davis Mills had shades of brilliancy during the season. So you fire your offensive coordinator as well. So now whatever system Davis Mills was working with, if that's your quarterback moving forward, throw that out the window.
Yeah.
So now you don't have an offensive coordinator. You don't have a head coach.
I will say, though,
you got a linebacker coach trying to come in.
I will say, as far as Tim Kelly, I think 3 seasons. We talked about the right amount that you should keep someone in the organization as far as a head coach or a DC OC in an organization before you release them.
Yep.
Tim Kelly was here for 3 seasons, right? So 2 of those account for Bill O'Brien era. And there was some success there, but
Bring Bill back.
But what? No.
Isn't he a step up?
He's a step down. Alabama just lost.
All of you Houston Texans fans out there, right? Would you rather have Patriots linebacker coach Jared Mayo or Bill O'Brien?
Look, all I'm saying.
Just saying.
I'm getting back to Tim Kelly.
Right,
what
sorry.
I was saying there.
My bad. Sorry. This topic gets me enraged.
Well, just because none of it makes sense.
Such a bad franchise. Like,
none of it makes sense. Just please
dude.
sell it, Cal, please, to somebody who actually cares about football. Okay, so getting back to Tim Kelly.
Yes.
The fact that he did have some success in the Bill O'Brien years with divisional titles, right? But we also look at when we watch the Houston Texans, we know exactly what play calls they're going to run. We know they're going to run the ball. They're going to sometimes, it's going to be an RPO. Like, you know what's going to happen.
You first of all, you go out.
And that's on your offensive coordinator.
First of all, you go out and you extend Rex Burkhead, right?
Yes.
Right? And then you fire your offensive coordinator and head coach. So this is what the Houston Texans are going into 2022 with. Davis Mills and Rex Burkhead.
Rex Burkhead was great these past couple of games. Are you kidding me?
All right. Okay.
Do you see the guy against the Chargers?
Let's
he
say
accounted for 2 or 3 of those touchdowns.
Let's say he's great, but in a system that they were running. Now throw that out the window because you're bringing in a defensive coach. We all know. Look at all the teams that are in the playoffs this year. 90% of them offensive coaches. That's what the NFL's running off of now. You're going to bring in just because, like you said. It's the Bill Belichick coaching tree. That's the only reason that he is actually, and he's the head candidate.
So now I want to know, Davis Mills, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now?
The whole team.
And I don't know how long his contract is for. Mills?
Man, this is just another really, really bad mark on the Houston Texans resume. Like they just, I mean, why? I don't understand. Why would you go searching for a new head coach? You have no identity. The Houston Texans don't know if they're offensive, defensive, running, passing. They don't know anything.
I just feel like David Coley would need at least 1 more year or 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they have a couple draft
and
picks this year.
They already signed him for 2 years, so why not just let him do the second year?
And the thing is, what sucks is the fact that he had to go out there and have a press conference the following Monday after losing Sunday, and then you get cut today. Like, that's just wrong and bad on the Texans.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty sorry.
Absolute shit show in Houston. I'm sorry to say that, Texans fans, but man, it just keeps getting worse for you guys. And I got a feeling during the offseason that it's only going to get like, look, you have 2 months until they said they're going to trade Deshaun Watson. So, and Deshaun Watson and the Miami Dolphins, or Houston Texans, Miami Dolphins, already had a deal in place. But Deshaun Watson didn't want to settle his court cases because it was an admission of guilt. So he didn't want to settle it. That way they couldn't do the trade. Now here we are back in, and they said he will be traded by March 13th. And if those cases are not settled.
Is it March 13th or 16th?
One of those. But
yeah.
Right there. If those cases are not settled, his value is not 3 number ones because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's, man, just look, for us, for me, for Lauren, for Sports with Balls, this is awesome. Keep it going, Houston. Keep it going.
All right, let's move on to a different topic, still within football, but really all of college athletics. The name of the game has completely changed these past couple of seasons, and specifically this last year too, adding with the new NIL deal, name, image, and likeliness that these athletes can get paid off of. But now we're also dealing with huge numbers of transfer portals.
1,400.
Not transfer portals, but athletes going into the transfer portal.
As of right now, it was 1,500 players. 1,500 college athletes have entered the transfer portal.
Yeah, crazy.
It's unbelievable. It's also enough to field a starting offense and defense for 67 football teams. The college football has got to get this under control. Even Nick Saban came out like this is getting absolutely ridiculous.
So I come to the point of questions. Okay, how does this affect the coach? How does this affect the team? How does this affect the organization? And then down to how does this affect the player? This is for the player's personal interest, best interest. But you also say if you're a student athlete and you're bouncing around from system to school to system to school, how is that going to help you grow at the same time?
Well, first of all, it's not about education.
No.
Right? So let's just throw that out the window.
No, I'm talking about within the system as far as, we're talking about football, right?
Yeah, exactly. But like to your point, though, so we know it's not about education. So they just go to school. Like that, it's not about education. Like at
It
all.
never has been. If you're a student athlete.
Exactly. I'm just saying.
If you're a student athlete, you're out there to play your sport, run your track, whatever you're doing.
Like if Nick Saban comes to your house, right, and you're going to Alabama, and it's hard to say no to Nick Saban, right? So you go to Alabama. You don't start, but Nick Saban has a plan for you. But if you get pissed off at him, you're like, I'm going to Oklahoma. I want to go to an NIL USC. I want to go to Miami.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
And they'll be considered if they're a good enough athlete.
100%. And it's just so now a car dealership in Miami, Florida can offer the backup quarterback from Alabama $10 million and he can transfer. What? That's
No, it's literally
college football is becoming like the Wild West.
It's the NFL. Turnover can happen, changes can move.
It's worse than the NFL.
Trades. I mean, this is the transfer portal is AKA trades. Let's just say that, without having the other trade in effect.
It's just.
It's just a one way.
It's just a player saying, "Screw you, I'm going to go over here."
Yeah.
And that is not like. There's got to be some sort. There's not a commissioner, right, in the NFL. There's not somebody that leads. Now there's certain conferences that have heads of the conferences and whatever, but there needs to be some sort of law, especially in the NIL deals and in this transfer portal. Maybe 2 years at a school, you got to stay. Something. You can't just up and leave. Coaches are like, and the coaches are setting the standard too. They're jumping around everywhere. So it's like, college football 5 years from now is going to be mayhem. Like, and you've got these little schools like Jackson State with Deion Sanders that are now getting #1 picks. It's like, I'm not saying I'm against it because I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I do not like that you can just transfer when you want to, just because your head coach pisses you off.
So, and you talk about the smaller schools, so that's where I was going to go with this next. When we're talking about how this really affects college sports, talk about the dynasties, okay? And the college football playoffs haven't been around that long, 4 or 5 years or so. But who have we seen almost all of those years? Alabama and Georgia. Georgia got the win Monday night, but Clemson. So you see all of these, right? But does this kind of dissipate that and open up all of those smaller schools, like you saying Jackson State,
well, we don't
to where
know
that
yet.
they can get into the playoffs because they have those huge recruits there?
Well, we don't know yet. And like, look, if you put Jackson State up against Georgia, it's 75-0. I mean, that's not even close. Like, just because they got one recruit, and I get it. When Deion Sanders comes to your living room,
but do these winning streaks end?
I mean,
if
look,
they're not this huge powerhouse.
We saw what Cincinnati did, right? So finally,
that's where I was going. Go ahead.
Finally, a small school got in, and look what happened. Like, it wasn't like, I mean, I don't even think Alabama.
Michigan got
sweat.
ran over too.
Yeah, so
and they're not even a small school.
I do like the last great football game. It's been all over the internet. Was UT and USC. By the way, was with Vince Young last night. Shout out to Vince Young and Selvin Young, my boys. Good to see y'all. That was the last great football game, and that was the end of like a really great college era.
So you're talking about 06 Rose Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And ever since then, it's been literally an SEC dominance. Like, it's just insane. If you go through, there's only been like 4 or 5 teams out of the SEC since then that have won the championship. And I don't know how this is going to affect it. Look, I'm all for NILs. I'm all right with players getting paid, and I think that there needs to be a cap on that too. But this transfer portal stuff is unbelievable. 1,500 athletes.
Jeff, you brought up how you don't think that athletes should be able to just transfer anytime that they want.
No.
But what if there were maybe a transfer portal situation to where, I don't know, 2 years,
That's what I'm saying.
You have
maybe
to stay?
But see, there's no commissioner. There's no rules.
Right.
Like they need to have somebody regulate college football.
NCAA.
Yes, NCAA.
Step in.
Yes, but there's no commissioner of the NCAA. Every conference has a president, and they kind of do their own thing. Like there needs to be one head, and I hate that because look, everybody hates the NBA commissioner, everybody hates the NFL commissioner. Like I get it, but look, man, they all make money and they're doing something right because you all are watching sports and watching us. So like there needs to be some sort of commissioner.
Okay, you said we're watching us. So who is our person at the head?
But I'm just saying, like there needs to be laws set, or not laws, but like regulations set, in which I think obviously this is all new, so I'm sure they will come up with some sort of regulation. You can't pay a college player, $40 million to go play running back at Oklahoma. We're like everybody complained all the time about paying college players. Like, oh, you're paying them under the table, which we all know was happening, right? So it's fine to pay them $30,000, $40,000 a year. That stopped. Now it's $1 million. Now it's, these kids are getting, now look, we're talking about the top 1%. We're not talking about all college players. But there's a report out there that the alumni from Texas are paying the offensive linemen $50,000 a year.
Wow.
And so it's.
And you never know how much of those are true, though, too.
College football is going to change. Drastically.
Oh, it already has. And that's what this conversation's about.
Yeah.
NIL and transfer portal. I mean, we're seeing the future of college, which is NFL. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, if they don't get a hold of this, it's just I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Like just if you go and commit to Alabama and you go to Alabama, I'm just using them as a reference. You need to stay at Alabama. You need to play football for Nick Saban and oh man, I really didn't get to play too much this year. There's a system they put in place for these athletes to succeed. Like they've obviously head coaches, they've been successful for a reason. Like even if you don't start till your fourth year, that fourth year you become an all-star, and then boom, you're in the NFL. Like you don't transfer after your freshman year, and then so you go from Oklahoma to Baylor, right? And then you don't like it there, I'm going to Baylor to Texas Tech. You don't like it there, I'm going to Texas Tech to Florida.
I know, and that's what I'm saying too. I'm like, you're asking for bad football.
Yeah.
You're asking for bad games. Not these fun competitive games where you have the best of the best going up against the best of the best or whoever's in their conference that's related to them. This is, like I said, this also affects the student athlete as much as they want to say, oh, I want to go there and win, or I want to go there and get paid. You also got to look, if you're moving around constantly, how are you growing as an athlete?
Well, as a team,
to perfect your growth.
As a team, it's hard for head coaches to keep a hold of teams.
And that was the aspect of the student athlete, but the aspect of the player too. I mean, the aspect of the coach.
Some kid goes to a frat party, gets drunk. Somebody from USC's in town. And he's like, man, come join us. Like, you know what? That sounds like a great idea. And then the next day he's like, transfer portal. Like, dude, look, I believe that they will get this right. Just right now, 1,500 to 1,600 athletes entering the transfer portal. Unbelievable. Enough to fill up 63 football teams. That there's got to be some sort of regulation on this, and obviously the NCAA knows what they're doing, but there's no commissioner, there's no president of the NCAA, so they need to have some sort of. Maybe you should go
do that, Jeff.
They don't want to listen to me.
You say, okay, it's going to be a 2-year regulation. That's what it's going to be, right? Like you have to stay here 2 years, and then you can go into the transfer portal.
Well, I mean, look, the NCAA basketball, basketball changed rules just for that reason.
But then you have to get into.
The Memphis Tigers changed that.
Of course. Then you have to get into all the little technicalities of it. Okay, well, if 2 years, does that account for if this player's starting every game, or how many games do they have to start?
Lauren,
how stuff too.
How long is this show going to be?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, you're right. Because there's so many things that you have to take into consideration.
Right.
For sure. And our point my point is just some sort of regulation. Some sort of where you just can't jump from here to here to here to here to here. It's making the student athlete look like an absolute idiot. Like it's not even school. Like you're not going to a school. You're just going to play football wherever you think.
We all know that.
If you go to Alabama, you go to Alabama. 4 years, you graduate from Alabama, you play football for Alabama, you win 2 championships, whatever, something like that, or whatever.
Jeff's been talking to Derek Carr over here, who said he's going to retire with the Raiders too.
I'm all for whatever like you want to do, like yo do whatever you want to do in life. But
Yeah.
you know, you're 18, 19 years old. You just can't jump from coach to coach to coach, the system to system to system. You have to have
That's
some
what
sort
I
of
said.
stability.
You're never going to be able to grow as a player.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
just the name of the game.
Lauren's right as usual.
Okay, we're on the same page. Okay, we touched upon it a minute ago, but with David Coley and offensive coordinator Tim Kelly leaving the Houston Texans, not really leaving, but being fired, being cut from it. And you talk about the position that's being looked at for the head coach coming from the New England Patriots, and Caserio worked there for 20 years. So I wonder if there's any other considerations for him, but we also, or other considerations for HC at the Texans. But I touched on Bill O'Brien a little bit ago, okay? And he's at Alabama this year, and they just lost. And this is the, I think, weirdest year that we have seen the Crimson Tide. They've kind of had an up and down year. But obviously, they couldn't convert in fourth quarter of the championship game. Bryce Young threw 2 picks. All of this to be said. I just say how much of the coaching on the offensive coordinator on Bill O'Brien did go into effect of Alabama's kind of up and down season.
This show's weird already. We have talked about the Houston Texans and Bill O'Brien. Like this is, I mean,
That's who's in the headlines.
and that's like
That's who's in the headlines.
Wow, man, like really, we're on. And look, like the memes that came out about Bill O'Brien and the Alabama offense was hysterical. Look, I'm not a Bill O'Brien fan. Y'all don't jump down Bill O'Brien's throat. The Alabama offense was insane. Y'all weren't yelling at him when they crushed Georgia 3 weeks prior to that. Like, but y'all want to yell at him just because of that one game? Come on, man. He had no wide receivers. Anyways, I digress. Bill O'Brien had success in the NFL. Now, if you're a Houston Texans fan, you really don't like him. But if you look down his resume, he's got division championships. He actually is a successful head coach in the NFL. Like, he really is.
So
the Texans messed up by making him GM as well.
Yeah.
That was just absolute.
Too much control.
God, Texans, man. Like,
So
dude.
he finished 52-48. That
Over
was his
500.
record with the Texans. So me being from Houston and being a Texans fan in general,
Oh, does that mean because you were a Texans cheerleader in 2014, hottest cheerleader in the league?
hey,
Which is true. Y'all go Google it. I swear to you.
20
Lauren Leal.
2012, but
2012
that's okay.
hottest
That's okay.
cheerleader in the NFL. I swear to you. Go
Oh.
Google it, Lauren Leal.
Jason, our producer's like looking behind the camera.
He's like, what?
yeah.
Nope. Google it.
No. I know, right? I know, right? Jason and I actually work together, and so happy with that we're working here together as well.
Dude, we need to get like a cardboard cutout of you in like the
No,
cheerleader
no,
outfit.
no.
So when Lauren's
I
not
got- I
when
got
Lauren's
that.
not here, we can just put that cardboard cutout up, right? You
I
know?
got that.
Yeah.
My parents got one.
Do
But
they
no,
really?
No, let's not.
Yes, I'm calling your mom. I know her
Jeffrey,
number too.
Michael, do not.
I
Don't
need that.
you dare.
Look, I need that cardboard cutout. It's like, look. Next time Lauren is not on the show, y'all, the cardboard cutout is coming. How tall is it?
Are you gonna put it in front of
How
Grant's
tall?
face?
Yeah. How tall is it? How tall is it?
It stood on top of our lockers. I mean, maybe like table height.
I can get a little booster seat for it.
Yeah.
We'll put it right in the middle. Grant and I will be talking. We'll just put Lauren right in the middle. Are you in a cheerleader outfit?
Definitely. Yes. It's like me on what the poster was.
Stay tuned, kids. Stay tuned.
I
Oh,
don't-
look, Vicky, your mom just said, "I got you, Jeff."
No.
Bam.
No.
Thank you, Vicky. It's coming out.
Mama,
when
stop.
When are you going out of town?
Don't worry about it.
Vicky, I'll call you.
No, you won't.
Oh, that cardboard cutout's coming
You
out.
will not
I
give
can't
her a
wait.
call.
This is gonna be great.
Okay. What's happening in Jacksonville? Because we talk about Bill O'Brien leaving, or I could leave Alabama after being with the Texans for so long prior to going to Alabama. So the Jaguars. My question is, Bill O'Brien is coming up from collegiate sports. Would the Jaguars want someone else coming up from collegiate sports like Urban Meyer? However, Bill O'Brien was just there one season. Did you understand that question?
I don't even know if I have a comment for this. This is hysterical. Like, let me ask you guys this question, all of y'all that are paying attention. Who's more of a shit show, Jacksonville or the Houston Texans?
The thing is, I think Trevor Lawrence.
Which team would you buy? Silence. Wow. All right.
I would love to live in Florida, so
That's your selling point. Wow. All right. Now, look, Jacksonville Jaguars, the reason they're not that successful, Jacksonville is a college town. The Florida Gators are insane over there. Like, Jacksonville's had success in the past, but their current owner, obviously, they were wearing clown suits at the last game. Trevor Lawrence had a great game. They beat the Colts in one of the most amazing games of the entire
Colts
season.
out of the playoffs. My goodness.
But I mean, I don't know which. Actually, I would take Jacksonville. I think that they have more of a core. The Houston Texans have zero identity.
Now,
zero. You don't know what they are.
Do you think that Jacksonville would hire Bill O'Brien?
What are you building if you're in Jacksonville? Yeah, whatever. If Bill O'Brien goes to Jacksonville, what's he inheriting? He's inheriting
he's starting from the ground up, basically,
Trevor
but
Lawrence.
just with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
you got to build around him.
Yeah, and you got.
Right.
I mean, you got a Heisman Trophy winner. You got a college champion, a guy that was supposed to be one of the most deadlocked picks ever. That's something to build around. If you go to the Houston Texans, what you got?
Davis Mills.
Rex Burkhead.
Yeah.
All right.
I like Rex Burkhead. Don't hate him. Don't sleep on him.
Dude.
Don't sleep on him.
It's because you were a cheerleader for
No,
them.
he wasn't even there. Are you kidding me?
Does he have a mustache? Is he cute or something?
No. Jeff, it's his
'cause he had
production these last couple of games.
2 games. So you
Chill.
all right, you like Rex Burkhead
Chill.
for 2 games.
Chill. You like the Raiders.
Look at the Raiders.
You jumped on the bandwagon
And
at the beginning of the season, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, John Gruden's
I should've
gone.
stayed
All
on
this
it.
is happening. I'm not on the
I
bandwagon
should have
anymore."
stayed on it because the Raiders are dope and they may win.
I don't know. We'll talk about that
We'll
game.
get to the
We'll
minute.
talk about that game.
Coach of the year.
Really?
Watch.
Rich Bichette?
I mean, mate. Look.
Hey.
All right. What's up, Lottie?
All right. Let's get into it. Since we're already talking about the playoffs and one of the fun games.
Bill O'Brien to the Jaguars. We were talking about a second ago. Is that a good fit for him?
A good fit for him
is it a good fit for Jacksonville?
I was going to say a good fit for him is his couch. A good fit for Jacksonville.
That's going on the highlight reel. Mark that, Jason. Done.
A good fit for Jacksonville. That's very interesting because you're really starting from the ground up. You're going to want an OC because you want someone to work with Trevor Lawrence and what he can do. Your other offensive pieces, I'd really have to dig into who are, the wide receivers or who we can hand the ball off to. And
your boy,
the O-line. So, what are you talking about?
I was gonna read.
Gardner Minshew is not on that team.
David Coley just put out a message. I'm not reading that whole thing, dude. Like, whatever. David Coley. Like, I'm sorry. Look, David Coley, if you're listening, pay
Who's my
attention,
boy?
or you see this, Rex Burkhead. I'm sorry that the Texans got rid of you. They just don't know what the hell is going on.
We're talking about Jacksonville Jaguars.
I know,
What?
No, but David Coley just put out a press release for his statements from the Texans.
He probably said thank you.
Or a statement from the Texans. I just, like, I would love to read this. It's 3 paragraphs long. Of course it has to be. Who fired him?
I'm sure Jack Easterby.
Golly, Jack. Man, I look, again, Texans fans, man, get ready for a few really, really hard years. If Davis Mills can come out.
Jeff, I feel like you are a freaking rubber band ball right now. You are all over the walls, all over the place.
This Texans thing has bothered me since it came out a few hours ago. Like those I hate things that don't make any sense, and for people to run billion-dollar businesses and there's guys on Twitter that know more than you do, it's just it's annoying. But all right, I digress. My bad. I'll shut up.
Okay. All right.
Bill O'Brien and Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I was ready to get into Wild Card Weekend,
Let's go.
Is he a good fit there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as far as like them trying, like the.
Trying to get back on track to some winning games, just getting a couple W's.
You said he's got an over 500 record total in the NFL, 52-48, something like that.
Yes.
Bill O'Brien probably would be a good fit there. I mean, he's got an offensive system. He's won division championships. And in fact, in that division, he knows those teams. So, I mean, yeah, I think Jacksonville would be smart to hire Bill O'Brien. I don't even like Bill O'Brien, but yes, that's a smart move.
Something else to think about, too, whenever you think about Bill O'Brien and his years with the Houston Texans. Yes, they were all divisional titles. Not all, but a lot of them. However, you had some of the best in J.J. Watt, DeAndre Hopkins, and you had Deshaun Watson for some of those years. How could you not get over the hump?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just simple wins, easy wins.
Talk to the Cleveland Browns.
Okay. All right, let's get into Wild Card Weekend. And my question for a lot of these games are, who are the underdogs? So we start with the AFC on Saturday, January 15th. That is this Saturday, a couple days away. So 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, we have number 5 seed Las Vegas Raiders, Jeff's guys, at number 4, the Cincinnati Bengals. Ooh, it is Joe Burrow's first ever playoff game, and the Raiders are now on a 4-game winning streak after winning against the Chargers in overtime. Ooh, what a game that was.
Wow.
But what a game this will be.
Yeah, like you started off with this game, so I'll go ahead. I think
It starts off the weekend.
I think that this is my upset. There's going to be an upset. There always is. There's 7 new playoff teams this year, including the Cowboys. They didn't make it last year. There's sorry, I had to throw that out there. There's going to be an upset, right? And I feel bad for the Cincinnati Bengals because this is their first playoff game since 1991 in Cincinnati. The place is going to be fired up. I think this is the upset of the weekend. I think the Raiders actually could pull this off.
You think they can?
I really do. Man, that team has gone through so much turmoil, and we've gone over it so many times on the show.
You think that their pass defense is strong enough against Joe Burrow and his guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's very rare that you have a guy go 3-4 games in a row throwing
500
500
yards. Yeah.
Bound to have a bad game. And I just think that the Raiders are playing very, very inspired football. You've got Darren Waller back, Josh Jacobs healthy. Derek Carr has had the quietest, number 4 MVP season ever. This kid,
he is not an MVP.
I said number 4. But he has actually had an incredible season.
You know, something that shocked me about him, I had no idea he had this huge country accent until that post-game press conference. Or that post-game interview, rather.
You know, on all the NFL teams, some people don't have leaders. There's certain people that play really good.
Oh, he's a leader.
He is the Raiders'
He is a
leader.
leader. Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
He is the head of that team, and I love that. I love that about him, and I love how they take control. Joe Burrow, man, and I hate to go against Joe Burrow. I hate it because he's been on fire, and Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, all top 5 in all respective categories. That's insane. But I think the Raiders have a chance to pull this off. And if I'm going to go on all the games this weekend of the upset, I think this might be it.
Wow. I'll get to one in a minute that I think would pull up the upset.
Who are you? So you're taking the Bengals.
I'm saying, well, okay, look, the Bengals are favored as of a couple hours ago whenever I was doing my notes, 5.5. They're favored by 5.5. The over-under is 49. Pretty typical, but I would definitely... I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket just because of playoff experience and Joe Burrow not having that, which is a huge deal.
Yeah. Yep.
But I feel like he's the guy with the chip on his shoulder and the confidence to be able to overcome any of those nerves.
That guy has
at home.
He has swagger.
At home.
100%. But if I'm going to take, both Joe Burrow and David Carr are almost Derek Carr, sorry, are almost identical. Darren Waller's healthy, and that is a massive threat.
I feel like Joe Burrow has a better arm than Derek Carr.
Yeah. Just throw it up there to Jamar Chase, right?
Yeah.
And you're 100% correct on the Raiders defense, cornerbacks, safeties. We'll see how they hold up. But out of all the games, like I said, there's going to be an upset this weekend. And there always is. Something's going to happen. I would have said the Cowboys. I'll get to that in a minute because that's not an upset. But I think that this could be the game. I think the Raiders, and if it happens, I'm going to be so sad for the Cincinnati fans because that place will be rocking. Since 1991. And they're in the playoffs. And they've been killing.
30 years.
Cincinnati's the hottest team in the NFL right now.
I don't know about hottest.
Oh, sorry, Rex Burkhead. My bad.
No.
Oh, teams. My bad.
Oh my goodness. Don't listen to him. We're sports with we're SWB.
Sports
okay?
with balls, Lauren.
He's we're SWB.
By the way, Renell Googled it and said, yes, you did make it a long time ago, 2012, hottest year. I told you I wasn't lying.
All right.
Google.
Let's move on to the next game where we ask who the underdog is of this game. It is still in the AFC matchup, and it is Saturday night, so it'll be coming on right after that Vegas and Bengals game. But it's the number 6 New England Patriots versus the number 3 Buffalo Bills. And the Bills are favored by 4. The over-under is 44. And what does Jeff love to say, love to talk about in football games? The weather.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
You see this?
This is supposed to be sub-zero temperatures.
4 degrees.
Oh.
Wind chill.
Yeah.
Wind chill sub-zero.
It's crazy. And Mac Jones, this is his first playoff game ever, too. So he's coming in as a rookie, and if the Patriots do win, he'll be the 10th rookie in history to get a playoff win.
Ooh, nice stat. Look, if it's the game.
This is in Buffalo.
Everybody's pissed off about that boring game where Mac Jones threw 3 passes.
And they won.
Like, because they have a better run game. And this is going to be the same thing. It's sub-0 degrees. And Josh Allen has no running game. 0.
No, he is the run game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this,
he can extend the pocket, but he has no one to hand it off to.
It's this is and Bill Belichick will take away Stephon Diggs. Like 100%, he'll take him away. That's what Bill Belichick does. He's an incredible defensive coach. I have this is not even an upset because look, it's -3 points for being at home anyways, right? So the line's -4. They're saying the Bills are going to win by 1 point. This is I have the Patriots like all day in this game.
Really? I do not.
Ooh,
I do not. I had
that worries me. I hate that.
So I had, everyone had really, really, really high hopes on the Bills this year. Josh Allen got the contract extension going into the 2021 season, and then they kind of fell flat after a couple of the regular season games. But I still feel like they've got that fight back, and they're ready. And it's on their home turf.
Wow. Man.
I don't think it's a solid, yes,
no,
it's not a solid Patriots. It's not a solid Bills, but I am picking the Bills. It's only -4.
I would take the under. 44 is the over/under, and we saw what happened.
I would take the under. I would take the under.
Look, if you're going to talk about, I would take. So if I'm going to parlay this, I'm taking the Patriots to win, or just take the 4 points, which might be the Patriots plus the 4 points might be even better, and then I take the under. Bill Belichick is a genius when it comes to things like this. And he will take away Josh Allen's only threat, which is Stephon Diggs. And he's going to make Josh Allen try to beat him with his arm to his other receivers and his legs. And, man, Bill is this is what Bill Belichick does. Cold weather games and defense. Like, come on. Really? Now, I'm going to tell you I was wrong about the Alabama game. And so was half the nation, or maybe more than that. So,
I mean, that's who we all had.
Yeah, I'm not saying, place your bets just based on what I say. That is my opinion.
Okay.
People get mad at me now.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're an idiot. You know what I'm talking about. Look, man, it's just my opinion. I'm just up here talking.
What do you mean? You're supposed to be Vegas.
No.
Come on. You're supposed to be on point.
So Vegas guys, you're considered, if you're 55%, you're considered, you could make a living gambling. You're considered, almost a genius. Just at 55% gambling. That's how good Vegas is. Most people are in the 20 to 30 percentile, if not lower.
Let's get into some of the NFC talk. We talked about the AFC starting on Sunday.
Cowboys.
We got a big game coming up first, and that's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. The number 7 Philadelphia Eagles at number 2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this is my upset game.
Okay.
This is my upset game. Tom Brady only has himself and Rob Gronkowski. Okay, the Buccaneers are favored by 9. The over/under is 47, a little low, but what's funny about this matchup is Tom Brady faced the Eagles in their last Super Bowl when he was with the Patriots in 52, but we faced Nick Foles. Nick Foles got the MVP of the game.
The Philly special.
The thing is, I'm not saying I'm saying the Eagles are going to win this game, but it would be the upset of the weekend if they took out Tom Brady.
Well, that would be absolutely devastating. I mean, Vegas has this.
Absolutely. I didn't know what word was going to come out of your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, Vegas has it at 8.5, 9 points, like you said. That in the playoffs, that's huge.
Yeah.
That is a
huge.
Big number.
Huge.
Now, I understand where you're coming from. The Eagles do pose a threat with their untraditional run game and just ground pound, clock management. I get that. Take all that out the window. It's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He's not losing. He's not losing in the first round. That would be.
I think he'll find a way no matter what. If they're down, if they're behind,
now,
2 scores.
To your point, I might take the Eagles plus the 9 points because it might be a closer game.
That's a good point.
But Tom Brady losing in the first round, you're right. That would be one of the biggest upsets, and not of this week, you're talking about 10 years. Like
Yeah.
Brady going out in the front. Granted, he's missing some key pieces. Fournette, Godwin, I get it, but he's still got Mike Evans. And it's Tom Brady. He's still got Mike Evans and Gronk, and he's won with less. So. Tom, I'm not going against Tom in the first round.
The thing is,
plus, I want to see Tom and Aaron.
Yeah, I would love to see that too.
Please again.
I was going to say, as far as Tom Brady, I said it on Monday night. I was like, just like Alabama and Nick Saban, you don't bet against him like Tom Brady. And then what happened? Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's get on to the next game. We are getting up against it. Wow. So the next one is what Jeff has been raving about. 4:30 p.m. It's the next game on Sunday. Number 6, San Francisco 49ers at Jerry's World. Number 3, Dallas Cowboys. So the Cowboys are favored in this game. I know that you are against that completely. But the thing is, I mean, you got star-studded cast on both sides.
But they're not really favored. So it's Cowboys -3. It's -3 every home team regardless. That's the first thing they look at. When you're at home, automatically it's -3. Then they go through everything else. So the Cowboys aren't really even favored. This is a dead pick'em game. Dead pick'em game. Everybody's going on this train, and I'm on it too. This is a really bad matchup for Dallas. Really. If the San Francisco 49ers force Dak Prescott to throw 38, 40 times, they're going to lose. They're going, and if Zeke Elliott, what do you have, 16 yards last game? Or no, the game, they have to run the ball. They have to. Zeke Elliott has got to get going, and you're going to see what kind of style that the 49ers put in the first and second quarter. If Zeke Elliott's in the 20-yard range in the second quarter, Dallas is in trouble. Because Dak Prescott, B-plus quarterback, if you put it on his back, I'm sorry. This is going to sound crazy. If it's the fourth quarter and it's a one-possession game, I'm taking Jimmy G over Dak.
Wow.
He's steady. He is steady.
So
George Kittle.
I was going to say, you talk about who is around all of these who's around these quarterbacks and the talent that you have them around him. I mean, Deebo Samuel, when you talk about the 49ers, you got Micah Parsons on the Cowboys, and you have a list of guys that you can throw to. But you're
star-studded game.
Star-studded game.
It's going to be phenomenal. San Francisco. It goes back to the NFC championships of the '90s,
to the '70s.
Yeah, I mean,
you go to the catch.
This is a rivalry game.
Yeah.
For those of y'all
100%.
that are listening to the show that didn't know about the '90s, '70s, like the San Francisco Dallas Cowboy rivalry is huge, and this is
Joe Montana.
This is all coming back, and this game will be lived up to the hype. It will. This is going to be an incredible football game.
I agree.
I can't wait for that one.
And
I'm not
you're
gonna make
picking
I'm not going to make a pick.
You're going to pick the 49ers. Come on.
Yeah.
I know you.
Man.
You go against the Dallas Cowboys every chance you get.
It's tough. This is going to be such a. You know what? Yes, I'll take the points though. I wouldn't take San Francisco straight up. I'll take San Francisco +3 because I think this game is going to be wild.
Honestly, I never feel like I can trust the 49ers.
Oh,
I don't. I never feel like I can trust them.
Kevin Anthony just said Des caught it because I posted on go to our social media on Sports with Balls, man. Just any app or any website you want to go to, Sports with Balls podcast, anywhere on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, any one of them. Yeah, I posted the picture of Des trying to catch that ball. It was 7 years ago, 2 days ago.
No way. It's been that long.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
Yeah. I have to admit, I mean, the rules have changed a bit, but at the time, I thought it was a catch.
Oh, I knew it was a catch.
Now you have the whole follow-through and whatnot. I think because of the rules now, it's not a catch. But at the time, when I was watching that live, I was like, no way. I was in shock.
I remember
Tony Romo.
What was that?
I remember Tony Romo just being like, are you kidding me? I was absolute shock when that happened. The refs, they came up the microphone and they're like, this call, no catch. I was like, I mean, the entire America's team, they were destroyed. So how many TVs got broken right then?
No, I was literally at a sports bar and there was that game on.
Yeah, you remember where you were.
Oh, I remember exactly because you had so many different sports on. You had this game, I believe, and then you also had with the Rockets, some NBA game playing, and so you had your eyes everywhere in what was going on, and I just remember, it was crazy. Okay, so you are not picking anyone on San Francisco or Dallas.
Really quick, Barry Biddy, great point. Eagles are 0-9 against teams with a winning record. Just Barry Biddy put that out there. Thank you, Barry, for watching the show.
Talking about the Eagles a minute ago,
Buccaneers.
Eagles at Bucks.
Yeah. Just
the weather is not going to be a tough spot for them because they'll be in Tampa Bay, Florida.
Back to America's team. Who do you have?
It's tough to say. I want to go for Dallas. It'll be in Jerry's world, although they have lost a couple there this season. But like I said, no matter who the 49ers are playing, I honestly, unless it's the Hawks or the Jaguars, something like that, I don't have a lot of faith in the 49ers. I just don't. I never have. Okay, let's get to another game because...
Well, who are you taking?
I'm taking Dallas.
Taking Dallas?
I'm taking Dallas.
Minus the 3?
Field goal, yeah.
All right.
The over-under is what's high. It's at 51.
Yeah, that's...
So they want it to be a high-flying game just because of the star-studded cast they have. So
everybody knows I'm not the biggest Dallas Cowboys fan, but of all the games, that's the one I want to watch. Just because of the old school rivalry, this is going to bring back a lot of bad blood. That game will be brutal. Watch, they are going to go at it. I'm excited for that football game. I'm really excited for the football game. After that,
I think
Raiders,
you've said that
Bengals.
about 10 times, so I think we know that you're excited, Jeff.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Just shut my mic off. My bad.
So this is going to be a great one. I'm really, really excited. I'm like, I know. Let's get to the next game following that Sunday night AFC matchup. Another one. It's at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. So number 7, Pittsburgh Steelers at number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. And wow, the Chiefs are favored by a lot, 12.5 points. And Big Ben, this is his last playoff run. So this is his way to sneak into the playoffs. This could be it. This could be his last game.
I like you said run. His last playoff run. No, this is his last playoff game.
Okay, exactly. This could be his last game, walking out on that field in pads. It's crazy.
There's no could be.
And the thing is with the Steelers, though, they've barely managed to average 20 points on offense all season long.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad.
Kansas City, this is I hate to say it because it's the NFL, and anything can happen any given Sunday. I totally understand that. But, man, I have gone over this game 100 times and tried to see where Pittsburgh could win this game, and there's just it's not possible. It's just not. I get it that TJ Watt, sack leader, and he's healthy and he's gonna be fired up. Ben Roethlisberger cannot move. He can't move, and it's just
But the thing is, though, look, we said this may be his last game in general in the NFL. It's better for him to have had this shot than to not at all and be knocked out by the Raiders and the Chargers. So at least he does get this game.
I kind of wish that Big Ben would have rode off in the sunset. I wish he
the
would have
last
had
one
that,
at his stadium.
Yeah, and
yeah.
then, not made the playoffs, and then great Big Ben. Now it's like, man, what if the Chiefs go out there and put 42-14 on him? That's the last image you got of Big Ben. It's not going to be him in Pittsburgh high-fiving the fans and that emotional walk-off. It's going to be he got destroyed in the playoffs.
Is this the upset of the weekend if the Steelers win?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Look at the line. It's minus 12.5, and I think it should be minus 14, if not 16.
Wow.
Yeah, TJ Watt's a destructive force. I totally understand that. But Pat Mahomes is healthy and he can run.
But the Chiefs barely beat the Broncos last week, 28-24.
They've been off. I totally
so
understand
I feel
that.
like the Steelers do have a dog in the fight. I feel like the line shouldn't be this big. To be honest.
We'll see. Man, I like this because I don't think we've agreed on a game yet.
Maybe we will when we get to this next game. So Monday night, that's going to cap off the wild card weekend, and it's the NFC matchup, 8:15 Eastern time. Number 5, Arizona Cardinals at number 4, Los Angeles Rams. And so now this game, I think, is going to be high scoring. With Kyler Murray on one side, Matthew Stafford on the other. Matthew Stafford is 0-3 as far as playoff wins. He never won a game with Detroit, and of course it's the Lions. So he's going to be hungry, ready for that. And what do you think is going to happen this game? The Rams are favored by 4.
I think I'm going to be exhausted from all the other games. I really do. Like,
Hey, we'll be talking before this game.
this is another one. Again, the Rams are -4. You get -3 because you're at home. So basically, the Rams. Vegas has them winning by 1 point, and I agree with them. This. I don't know which way to go. I don't know J.J. Watt's status yet, which I think. Look, even if he's healthy and he's going to play, he's not playing 50% of snaps. Maybe 30 to 40% he'll play. I don't think his stamina is probably there, but he can still disrupt some stuff. If you're asking me to bet this game, I want Stafford to win his first playoff game, but I'm taking Kyler Murray and his legs over Matt Stafford.
Really?
He can do third down conversions. I mean, Kyler Murray can make things happen.
He can. You're right.
Stafford's incredible in the fourth quarter. He really is. He's insane in the fourth quarter. But Kyler Murray knows how to make things happen on third downs, and James Conner's coming back. I like Arizona in this game, and I hate it because Sean McVay and the Rams, the OBJ is starting to really come around for them. Look, OBJ was so cocky for Cleveland. OBJ hasn't said a word. You haven't seen him in the media at all, and I love that about him.
It's because he came to this team and has caused him to lose, I feel like.
Well, he's been making touchdowns. He's had more touchdowns for them than he did for Cleveland. He's been actually playing good and hasn't caused a stir. He's not screwing Instagram.
But the Rams started losing once he came to the team.
Is it the NFL players and Instagram models? What, like Deshaun Watson and then Antonio Brown?
Okay, so wild card weekend. Of course, we got Green Bay Packers and the Tennessee Titans. They are not playing as they're top seeded in the NFC and AFC. It's crazy the Titans are top seeded, but they are. And we'll be getting into we'll be talking more about this Arizona Rams game because
hold on, you didn't give me your pick for that.
I'm going Rams.
I don't think we agreed on one game.
We didn't.
I love it.
The thing is, I do not like Kyler Murray. So
who's recording this?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's on our podcast. Type in Sports with Balls. SWB.
It's like, what are you talking about? Who's recording this? What do you mean?
Because we didn't agree on one bet. So on Monday at the show, when Grant Miles will be here.
So excited.
I want to go over these. Monday,
absolutely.
Monday's show is going to be legit.
But tonight's show was great, and I had a lot of fun. Did you?
No, you called me out like 3 times.
You called me out, but in a good way.
Look, guys, before we get out of here, we had some incredible news today about Sports with Balls. We have now signed on in radio stations in Los Angeles, California, and in West Palm, California.
No, Palm Springs.
Palm Springs, sorry. Los Angeles, California, Palm Springs.
You're mixing California and Florida.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry, parents live in. But anyways.
No, it's okay.
So we have now signed on in Los Angeles and in Palm Springs in California, and we have a 2-hour show there during the week, and also we do their sports bites in the morning and at night.
Yep. We'll be around the clock. We have a sports minute, which will be a little longer than the minute, like you said, in the morning, talking about the latest sports news, some of the scores, the updates, and then once again in the afternoon, evening time. So we're super excited for that.
Yeah, iVox. We're gonna be on the iVox platform.
iVox
great
Plus.
Things.
Please.
Want to thank every single one of y'all for helping us out during this, liking the show, sharing the show, commenting. Obviously, you guys are why we do this and what we're doing. We love it. Man, thank you guys for all the support, and we're growing and cannot wait. Jason, thank you so much. Since Jason has come on, man, we get so many comments about him and the show and the quality. I love it.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you to all the followers piggybacking off of what Jeff said. We appreciate all of you, and thank you so much for being part of this journey with us, and we're continuing to grow. Let's move the train some more.
I think we're at episode 160, y'all.
Yep, that's right.
Thank y'all.
We will be back Monday, of course. Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal here, and
all right,
have a good weekend.
Gotta thank some sponsors. Construction Concepts, changing corporate culture, one design at a time. From hospitality, luxury retail, and medical facilities, their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call, 713-589-2682. So they just went to a little benefit the other day. Construction Concepts, man, they are blowing up. They're all over, I think, Paper City, whatever. Mark Boardman, one of the owners over there, was in a bow tie. And it's hard to pull off a bow tie. But he pulled it off.
Yeah.
He actually looked really good in it. I was like, wow. So way to go, Mark Boardman over there at Construction Concepts. Congratulations on all y'all's awards.
All right. Have a good night, y'all. Have a good weekend.
See
you
ya.
later.
Oh, that's nice.
I was trying to take a quick. What the frick is all of this?
My zone. This is how we do it down here in H-Town. I gotta be a G till I D-I-E. Much love to Southside, young